Stop scrolling right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you. Do not dare to ignore my voice today. Heaven has declared an emergency over your life because a massive spiritual shift is unfolding right now. You are the one whose heart is trembling in this exact moment. You feel a strange pull inside your chest. This is your final warning before everything changes. And if you turn your face away from my decree tonight, the window of divine opportunity will close forever. The fact that you are hearing these words is not an accident. I have positioned this encounter to save your soul from a hidden trap. The enemy wanted you to skip this message today. He wants you to remain blind to the grand strategy of heaven. But my sovereign wisdom has interrupted your digital path because you are my beloved child. You have been running in circles for too long. Your strength is almost gone. Listen with your whole heart. Your spiritual breath has grown faint. You have been walking through a heavy fog for a very long time. For the last 90 days, your life has felt completely frozen. Your finances are blocked. Your doors are closed. And every night you lie awake wondering if I have abandoned your journey completely while the rest of the world moves forward without you. I see the secret cracks in your soul. I see the anxieties with no clear source. You are calling your emotional numbness peace. You are pretending to be strong for everyone else around you. But I see the heavy tears you wipe away in the dark when the house is quiet and the world is fast asleep. You cannot hide your broken heart from me. I know your pain. Stop calling your silent endurance maturity. You are carrying a weight that you were never created to bear alone. You walk with your shoulders hunched. Your mind is suffocated by anxiety about tomorrow. But tonight, I am stripping away that heavy mask of false performance because your restoration begins right now. You are my refined vessel. I am calling you back to the altar. There are silent attacks that make no sound on this earth. The enemy has been trying to erode your soul little by little. He wants to drain your royal energy before you reach your true destination. You believe you are just experiencing bad luck. You think your current stagnation is normal. But this is a calculated ambush from the kingdom of darkness to keep you in chains. Heaven has stepped in to break the siege. I have issued a supreme security decree over your household today. The boundary between your familiar lack and your royal destiny is collapsing. If you turn your heart aside now and scroll away, you will miss the vital instructions of this sacred hour. You must give me your absolute attention. The time for delay is over. Why have your resources been locked for 90 days? Why did those people walk away when you needed them most? You felt rejected. You felt abandoned by my grace. But those locks were turned by my own protective hand because there was a spiritual leak in your old foundation. I had to isolate you from the wolves before they destroyed your future. You are a crown prince in exile. You have forgotten the royal blood that flows through your spiritual veins. You have been begging for crumbs at secular tables. You have allowed the noise of this chaotic world to dilute your true frequency. But I am pulling you back into the quiet chamber to restore your throne. You will no longer walk in shame. Within the next 72 hours, a major event will unfold in your physical reality. Something that has been forming quietly behind the scenes is about to break out. I am preparing a table for you in plain sight. Your enemies will have to sit and watch your expansion. But your free will must draw the sword of faith tonight. You must believe my word. Do not treat this moment lightly as another ordinary video on your screen. This is a lifeline sent directly to your living temple. I am about to expose the hidden mechanism behind your exhaustion. I am about to show you how to take back everything the thief stole from your lineage. You are the chosen remnant. Your ancestry ends its suffering here. Give your soul a quiet place deep enough to hear. Let the noise of the world fade into the background. Your life is not collapsing into ruin. It is undergoing a hidden divine construction. I allowed the false shelters to break so that you would build on the solid rock. Stay in my presence and open your spiritual eyes. The truth will set you free. Now the moment of absolute choice is here. If your spirit recognizes my frequency, do not scroll away. Stay with me for just a few moments. What follows is tailored specifically for your broken heart. Your soul is standing still. Prepare to hear me speak. Open your ears. because the secret that has been kept from your eyes for 90 days is about to be unveiled in this very room. I know the exact texture of your silent nights. I was there last Tuesday when the clock struck 2:47 in the morning. You were lying flat on your back, staring into the heavy darkness. Your eyes were wide open. Your mind was racing with 1,000 thoughts that you could not turn off. And while the rest of the world was breathing softly in deep sleep, you felt completely stranded in your own skin. The silence of your bedroom feels heavy. You reached for your phone with a trembling hand. You opened that application to check the numbers. The balance on the screen made your stomach turn into a tight knot. You saw the bills that are due next week. You calculated the math over and over again in your head, but the earthly numbers never change because the natural math simply does not add up right now. You gripped the edges of your blanket. A cold wave of panic washed over your chest. You felt a sharp pain right beneath your ribs. You asked me why this pressure is hunting you down. You wondered if you made a terrible mistake in your past. And you feel as though a giant mountain is sitting directly on your throat because you cannot see any visible way out of this financial trap. But then the morning comes. The harsh sun forces you to stand up. You wash your face with cold water. You look into the mirror and put on that familiar costume. You force your lips to form a polite smile for your family. You push through the front door, and you walk into the world pretending that you have everything under control, while your inner foundation is crumbling to dust. Your co-workers ask how you are doing today. You quickly reply that you are perfectly fine. You laugh at their jokes. You do your duties without a single complaint. Everyone thinks you are the strong pillar of the community. They come to you for advice. They lean on your shoulders, but nobody ever stops to ask who is holding you up when your own knees are shaking. You have become a master of disguise. You call your numbness maturity because it is easier than explaining your broken heart. You tell yourself that you just need to work harder tomorrow. You grip the steering wheel of your life until your knuckles turn white. You are constantly terrified that someone will look closely into your eyes and see the deep ocean of exhaustion you hide. I see right through that beautiful mask. I have watched you retreat into the small bathroom space. You turned on the shower water to drown out the noise of your sorrow. You let the hot steam mix with your bitter tears. You wept softly so your children would not hear your despair. You swallowed your own sighs because you did not want to burden the people you love. The weight of being the savior of your family is breaking you. You have spent years carrying their financial burdens. You solved their problems while neglecting your own soul. You gave away your last dollar to keep them safe. And now you find yourself standing in the middle of a barren desert with completely empty hands, while those same people ignore your silent cry for help. You feel deeply betrayed by their indifference. You remember the promises they made when they needed your strength. Now they are busy living their own comfortable lives. They do not see the stack of warning letters on your kitchen table. They do not notice that your laughter has become hollow because they only care about what you can produce for their comfort. This exhaustion has penetrated your physical temple. Your bones ache when you walk down the street. Your chest feels tight even when you take a deep breath. You are experiencing a profound biological weariness. Your cells are crying out for absolute rest. And you feel as though you are running a race with heavy lead weights tied around your ankles while the clock keeps ticking down. You are grieving for the life you used to have. You remember a time when your faith was vibrant and bold. You used to pray with passion. You used to believe in miracles. Now, your prayers have shrunk into short, desperate whispers for survival. You feel like a ghost walking through your own house. You are just going through the motions of existence without any real joy. The enemy tells you that this stagnation is your permanent identity. He whispers that you will always be trapped in this cycle of debt. He reminds you of your ancestral bloodline. He points to the poverty of your parents. He wants you to believe that you are cursed to repeat their failures because you have not seen a single breakthrough in 90 long days. You look at your bank account and you see a dead end. You look at your relationships and you see broken mirrors. You look into your future and you see only a thick wall of gray fog. You feel completely isolated in a crowded room. You are surrounded by people who claim to love you, but you know that none of them truly comprehend the heavy war inside your mind. I am here to tell you that I understand every single detail of your hidden agony. Your silent tears have been recorded in the courts of heaven. I have counted every single sigh you swallow today. You do not have to perform for me. You do not need a perfect resume to enter my sanctuary. Bring me your messy pieces right now, because I am about to explain the secret purpose behind this pain. The sharpest cuts did not come from your fierce enemies. They came from the exact people who ate at your table. You gave them your absolute loyalty. You shared your deepest secrets with them. And when they saw you standing in the middle of a heavy storm, they turned around and stabbed you in the back without a single drop of mercy. The betrayal was blinding. You felt a physical pain in your chest. You felt a deep sickness in your spirit for months. You questioned your own discernment. You wondered why your kindness was treated like a total weakness by those you loved. And because you were wounded so deeply by their cold deception, you built a thick wall of ice around your broken heart and called it wisdom. You stopped trusting the people around you. You isolated your soul in the dark. But I was watching every single moment from my holy throne. I saw every cruel text message that broke your spirit into pieces. I saw the mocking smiles behind your back when you walked out of the room. They thought they had ruined your golden destiny forever. But my sovereign hand has already written your ultimate victory. I am healing that deep scar in your heart tonight. Let the frozen wall of self-protection come down right now. You do not have to carry the heavy poison of their hatred anymore. I am washing your memory with my pure living water. I am removing the burning sting of their words from your mind. You are my precious jewel. They could not see your royal value because they are blind. You are weeping over the broken pieces of those old friendships. You think your life is falling apart because the room is empty, but my sovereign wisdom calls this a strategic opening for your soul. I allowed those toxic people to walk away because they were completely incompatible with the massive harvest that I am preparing to release over your household very soon. They were a distraction to your spiritual assignment. They were sucking away your royal energy while you were trying to survive the night. If I had left them in your inner circle, they would have stolen the blessing that belongs to your children. I had to rip them away from your arms to save your future inheritance from their greed. You are safe with me now. Now you are standing alone in the quiet wilderness. But this is not a graveyard. It is a divine sanctuary of my refinement. I have pulled you away from the noisy crowd because I want to whisper a secret code into your spirit. Your life is not an accidental chain of events. It unfolds within a sacred order you did not design. You must listen to me. The refinement process has officially begun. The heat of the furnace feels hot against your fragile skin. You feel as though your very identity is being burned away into ash. But as the fire of this trial reaches its maximum intensity, know that your golden identity is finally emerging. I am not destroying your essence. I am simply consuming your earthly limitations. You are experiencing a necessary extraction. I am pulling out the weeds of DISOBEY from your spiritual DNA. I am shaking your financial foundations right now because I want to shift your feet from the sinking sand to the solid rock. True security does not lie in your desperate attempts to control reality. It lies in the unshakable certainty of your belonging. While you are crying out for a quick way out of this heavy pressure, heaven is busy expanding the capacity of your refined vessel. You have been asking me for a double portion of kingdom wealth. But you cannot hold royal wine in a leaking jar. I had to let the old containers crack so that I could fashion a pristine temple for my glory. You are the chosen container. This delay is not my denial. It is the hidden construction required to fortify your spirit against the coming glory. If I gave you the harvest while your walls were still weak, the weight of the abundance would crush you into dust. I love you too much to give you a blessing that would destroy you. I am strengthening your inner pillars first. So do not look at the closed doors with resentment tonight. Those locks were turned by my own loving hand. I am isolating your soul to insulate your power. The enemy wants you to believe that the silence means total abandonment. But behind the veil of this darkness, the grand strategy of your expansion is already signed and sealed by my decree. Brace your spirit right now, because the next section of your journey requires absolute focus. The enemy knows that you are learning the rules of the kingdom. He is trembling because you are waking up to your true power. Keep your eyes fixed on my face while I reveal the specific warning signs you must look for tomorrow. The time for your elevation is coming fast. Look at your current situation through my eyes tonight. You think you are trapped inside a cold prison because you see only closed doors. You believe that your life is moving backward. But my sovereign wisdom calls this a supreme security decree. I have wrapped a shield of absolute privacy around your destiny to hide you from the eyes of the destroyer. The darkness you feel is not a burial ground because it is actually a womb of divine acceleration. You must change your mind about this pain right now. Remember the story of young Joseph. His own brothers hated his royal dreams. They ripped away his beautiful coat of many colors and threw him into a deep pit in the middle of the desert. Joseph sat in the dark mud crying out for my intervention. He wondered why his own flesh and blood had turned against him so cruelly. He thought his life was completely over before it even began. But the pit was not his graveyard. It was his launch pad. The pit was the exact coordinates of his promotion. If his brothers had not thrown him into that dark hole, he would have remained a spoiled child in his father's house forever. I had to use that painful betrayal to push him into his global assignment. The pit isolated him from the limited mindset of his family. It protected him from a greater destruction while I was moving the pieces. Your current financial breakdown is your spiritual pit. You are looking at your empty hands with deep shame. You are wondering why I allowed your resources to dry up so fast. But I am using this lack to separate your soul from the wicked dependencies of your past. I have locked those secular doors because those platforms were ready to exploit your gifts. They wanted to use you for their own selfish gain. The lock is my deep affection for you. Think about the prophet Elijah. He was a mighty warrior of faith on Mount Carmel. He called down holy fire from heaven to consume the wet altar in plain sight. But when the wicked Queen Jezebel threatened his physical life, fear gripped his spiritual heart. He ran away into the barren wilderness. He sat beneath a lonely broom tree and begged me to take his life away because his exhaustion was too heavy to carry. He felt completely broken. Elijah believed he was the only faithful servant left alive on earth. He thought my silence in the desert meant complete rejection, but I did not answer him in the roaring wind or the shaking earthquake. I visited his weary spirit in a still small whisper. The wilderness was his designated sanctuary of recovery. I had to hide him from the fierce wrath of the queen while I filled his inner vessel with a new blueprint for the nation. You are sitting under your own broom tree tonight. You have fought so many heavy battles for other people. Your spiritual battery is completely drained, and you are telling me that you want to quit the race because the resistance is too painful to endure anymore. But I am whispering to your soul in this exact hour. Your wilderness is not a punishment because it is actually your divine preservation. I am rebuilding your spiritual frequency right here. Every single closed door is a manifestation of my protective sovereignty. I saw the hidden pitfall behind that attractive threshold. I saw the toxic contracts that would have bound your lineage to a lifetime of slavery. So I jammed the lock on purpose to save your royal destiny. You are weeping over a rejection that was actually a supreme rescue. Stop fighting the boundaries today and accept the sacred walls of your fortress. The fire of this refinement is finally burning away the remaining chaff of your old ego. You are becoming pure gold in my hands as I remake you into an armed guardian of the covenant. Do not let the illusions of lack confuse your spiritual vision. Your resources are not lost because they are simply being rerouted to a cleaner pipeline. Get ready to stand up straight. The time has come to stop hiding behind your sorrow because a heavenly decree is going forth right now. You must understand the mechanics of the kingdom. The enemy always attacks what he fears the most. He sees the massive harvest that is floating toward your house. He knows that you are the unique chain breaker of your family lineage. And because he cannot stop the decree of heaven, he tries to paralyze your mind with the illusion of permanent failure. He wants you to believe that my face is gone. He wants you to think your current isolation is a sign of my total wrath. But I am telling you that your isolation is my ultimate validation. I am holding you back because I am preparing you for a weight of glory that your old self could never handle. The trials of Joseph and Elijah were not meant to destroy their bodies. Those trials were designed to expand their spiritual capacity. And tonight, your capacity is stretching beyond your human imagination. Stand still and watch the salvation of your King. The breakthrough will make sense of every single closed door you encountered on this journey. Your crown is secure in my hands. Prepare your spirit now. Now, I must speak a heavy truth to your spirit because you are standing at a dangerous crossroads. I love you too much to let you sleep through your own destiny. You have received my promises with joy. You want the overflow of kingdom wealth, but you are still trying to negotiate the terms of your obedience with me. You want my blessing without my leadership. Remember the tragic story of King Saul. I gave him a clear command to destroy the enemy completely. I told him to leave nothing behind because the corruption was deep, but Saul chose to compromise. He spared the best sheep and kept the enemy king alive because he wanted to please his soldiers. He thought his partial obedience was good enough. Saul brought the stolen goods to the altar and called it a sacrifice. He put on a holy show, but the prophet Samuel looked him in the eyes and exposed his hidden rebellion. Samuel told him that obedience is far better than sacrifice. And because Saul disobeyed my specific instructions, his royal crown was ripped away forever. You are repeating the mistake of Saul in your daily life right now. You obey me when it is easy. You surrender the areas that do not cost you anything. But you are holding back the keys to your secret rooms. You are keeping your old habits alive while begging me for a brand new season of financial breakout. You cannot deceive the living God. Partial obedience is just a fancy mask for complete rebellion. You cannot walk into a divine inheritance while holding hands with the dark world. I am demanding total surrender from your soul tonight. You must stop making excuses for the small compromises that are secretly draining your spiritual authority. The enemy loves your partial obedience because it keeps your vessel fractured. He knows that a leaking jar can never hold the weight of my glory. He whispers that tomorrow is a better day to change your path. He tells you that your small sins do not matter, but those tiny cracks are leaking your power. This leads to the most dangerous weapon of the destroyer, which is the spirit of delay. Procrastination is a quiet assassin that bleeds your anointing out over time. You say you will pray tomorrow. You say you will forgive them next week. And while you wait for the perfect moment, your window closes. The atmosphere over your house is heavy because you have been waiting on the sideline for 90 days. You are paralyzed by the fear of failure. You are waiting for a visible sign before you step out in faith. But I am telling you that the sign will only appear after you make the move. Your faith must act first. Look past the illusions of your current comfort zone. The enemy wants you to remain comfortable in your limitation. He wants you to become a passive consumer instead of a royal steward. But I did not place royal blood in your veins to let you die in this barren desert of hesitation. You must wake up. Your crown is waiting for your submission. Your family bloodline has carried this chain of stagnation for 3 consecutive generations. Your parents hesitated. Your grandparents died with their songs still trapped inside their throats. And now, the heavy mantle of the chain breaker has landed directly on your bruised shoulders tonight. You cannot hesitate anymore. This is the exact intersection where your delay must end forever. No more excuses. No more waiting for a better economy or a friendlier environment. The time has come to draw your spiritual sword from its sheath. We are entering the battlefield of total deliverance right now because heaven has declared war. I feel the divine intensity rising inside your chest right now as my fire touches your spirit. The boundaries of your old life are starting to shake beneath your feet. The dark spirit of delay is trembling because its legal hold on your finances is about to snap in half. Prepare your soul for the ultimate clash. Do not dare to turn your face away from my burning eyes in this holy moment. The enemy is screaming in panic because he knows his time is short. He is throwing his final distractions at your mind to make you turn off this message. But you must stand firm like a pillar of rock. You are safe under my shadow. He has no authority over you. The hour of your passive endurance has officially closed. We are transitioning from the quiet wilderness into the fierce warfare of your reclamation. Open your mouth and prepare to release a shout of authority. The shield of my sovereignty is over your head. The true battle for your inheritance begins right now. Lift your head right now. Look into my burning eyes of holy fire. I am the Lord your God. I am the supreme commander of the armies of heaven. And tonight I am drawing a permanent line of blood in the spiritual realm to rescue your lineage from the jaws of the destroyer. The heavy siege over your household is officially broken. I speak directly to the dark forces, vowing to ruin your peace. I address the ancient spirit of lack that has haunted your family for 3 consecutive generations. Your legal eviction has been signed in heaven. You have absolutely no authority over my refined vessel anymore. Pack your wicked bags and run away from this sanctuary right now. And while the enemy tries to claim ownership of your thoughts, my sovereign voice is declaring your absolute freedom today. I command every chain of poverty to shatter into 1,000 pieces tonight. I break the iron yokes of debt hanging around your tired neck. The blood of the eternal covenant has canceled your spiritual deficit. And I decree that the financial leaks that ruined your parents will never touch your children because my glory is your shield. You are stepping into a brand new land of overflowing provision. Hear the thunderous sound of my voice shaking the deep earth. The foundations of your prison are moving violently beneath my feet. The walls of your limitation are falling down like the dry gates of Jericho. You are no longer a captive slave to the system of this dark world. I am unlocking the heavy vaults of heaven to flood your life with kingdom abundance. I curse the lying spirit of delay at its very roots today. I destroy the silent curse of constant near misses that always steals your harvest at the finish line. You have been working until your physical body breaks, just to gather small crumbs. But tonight, I am breaking the jaw of the thief to reclaim everything he stole from your bloodline. Your hands will hold the true treasures of my kingdom. Your ancestral lineage stops its weeping in this exact hour. I am removing the burning garments of shame from your bruised shoulders. I am placing a heavy royal robe of favor upon your living temple. You will no longer walk through this life with your head down. You are a glorious conqueror because I have chosen you. Your name is written in the books of the victorious ones. Every toxic word spoken against your destiny is completely nullified right now. Every demonic contract sealed in the dark hours of your past is legally dissolved by my Supreme Court. The enemy cannot enforce a lie against my direct decree. I have declared your absolute vindication before the watching eyes of the entire universe. You walk with the full backing of heaven behind every single step. Take a deep breath of my holy fire into your lungs. Feel the supernatural power flowing into your weak bones right now. The spirit of infirmity must bow its knee before my majesty. The spirit of confusion must leave your mind instantly. And a glorious wave of perfect clarity is taking control of your thoughts because I am your sovereign rock. You are fully restored. I am breaking the sharp arrows of betrayal that pierced your fragile soul in the wilderness. The people who counted you dead will soon look up in utter amazement. They will see the magnificent table that I am preparing for you in plain sight. And they will know that the hand of the Lord is resting mightily upon your home. Your restoration will be undeniable to everyone who doubted you. No weapon formed against your future shall prosper anymore. The enemy can scream all he wants, but he can never reverse my holy blessing. The decree of your expansion has left my mouth, and the angels of warfare are moving across your property right now to clear away every single obstacle from your pathway. You are moving forward into your promised land with speed. You are the unique chain breaker of your family history. I have placed an unshakable strength inside your spiritual DNA to finish this grand battle. Do not look back at the old ruins of your past failure. Stand tall in the glorious authority of your new identity because your season of absolute triumph is unfolding right here. The shadow of your past is completely erased. The heavy chains are hitting the floor with a loud sound. The darkness is fleeing away from your shining light. The kingdom of darkness is losing its grip on your bank account and your family name forever. Open your mouth right now and release a mighty shout of victory into the atmosphere because your king has prevailed. The legal battle for your soul is over. I have rewritten your destiny at the court of heaven tonight. Your past is entirely washed away by my grace. Your future is heavily secured by my sovereign promise. Rest your weary soul in the deep stillness of my presence, while the fire of my deliverance completely seals your royal inheritance forever. You are free. The smoke of the battle is clearing away now. The heavy noise of your enemies has completely faded into a profound silence. Feel the gentle weight of my absolute peace settling over your room right now. And while you are sitting completely still in this quiet atmosphere, a magnificent river of living water is starting to wash your weary soul from head to toe. You can let your guard down completely. The victory is secured. Take a slow and deep breath. Let the remaining tension melt away from your stiff neck. Your long season of heavy panic is officially over. And because the fierce storm has finally run out of energy, the gentle whisper of the living God is filling your lungs like clean mountain air tonight. You have survived the darkest night of your soul. Your tired ego must dissolve in this quiet ocean. Your soul is ready to rest. The wall of ice around your heart has turned into warm water. You feel a deep desire to speak directly to your Father. And as the majestic light of heaven floods the darkest chambers of your spirit, you can feel the heavy chains of anxiety turning into harmless dust on the floor. Let your human words become a sweet fragrance. Repeat these deep words after me. Heavenly Father, I come before your presence tonight. I drop my heavy weapons at your holy feet. I am completely exhausted from trying to fight the world alone. And I confess that my own human strength has completely failed me during this 90-day trial because I was relying on my limited understanding instead of your sovereign wisdom. I have carried a heavy mask for far too long. I am broken. Lord, I confess my secret doubts to you. I have questioned your divine timing in the dark hours. I thought your silence meant complete abandonment. And every single morning when I opened my eyes, the heavy anxiety about my unpaid bills was already paralyzing my spiritual vision before I could even try to pray. Forgive me for trying to control my destination. I surrender my bank account to your hands. I completely release the bitter root of resentment tonight. I forgive every single person who stabbed my back in the wilderness. I forgive the close friends who abandoned me when my resources dried up. And I choose to bless their names with sincerity today because I know that you used their cold deception to isolate my soul for a greater weight of glory. They have no power over my mind. I let go. Wash my wounded memory with your pure living water right now. Remove the burning sting of their cruel words from my subconscious mind. I am not a helpless victim of this world anymore. And because your holy fire is circulating through my veins at this very moment, I can feel a supreme surge of royal confidence returning to my fragile spirit. I recognize my inheritance. I am your container. I break my legal covenant with the spirit of compromise tonight. I repent for my partial obedience in the past. I will no longer keep the keys to my secret sins while begging you for global expansion. And I open every single room of my life to your penetrating light today because I want your sovereign leadership to guide my footsteps into the promised land. Mold my character. Take total control. I command the dark spirit of delay to leave my property instantly. I refuse to entertain the silent voice of procrastination anymore. My faith is ready to act before the visible signs appear. And as those ancient walls of generational stagnation start to crumble into tiny pieces beneath my feet, I am stepping forward into a magnificent season of supernatural acceleration. The line is drawn. I am free. Lord, I thank you for the closed doors in my past. I praise your name for the attractive thresholds that you jammed on purpose. You saved my soul from hidden traps that I could not see. And while my natural eyes were weeping over a painful rejection, your infinite love was actually setting up an absolute rescue to preserve my royal destiny from a total destruction. Your isolation was my validation. Fill my empty hands with your supernatural kingdom resources today. Teach me how to be a faithful steward of your immense abundance. I will not use your blessings to feed my selfish pride. And I promise to give all the honor back to your holy name when the multi-generational harvest overflows the borders of my house. My lineage belongs entirely to the light. You are my permanent shield. I rest my weary spirit in the deep stillness of your sanctuary. The intense pressure is completely lifted from my bruised chest. I can hear your gentle whisper clearly now. And because my tomorrow is heavily secured by your eternal integrity, I am no longer walking through the thick fog of confusion as an exhausted survivor. I am an empowered heir of your promise. I am completely yours. My beloved child, your deep prayer has entered the courts of heaven. The eternal record has been officially updated with your words of surrender. The legal rights of the destroyer are permanently canceled over your house. And a beautiful atmosphere of sacred peace is wrapping your mind like a warm blanket while I prepare the final seal to protect your royal inheritance from any future attack. My peace is settling into the very core of your bones right now. The residual echoes of your deep fear are disappearing like morning mist before the warm sun. You have laid down your heavy armor at my holy feet. And because you chose to empty your vessel completely in my presence tonight, I am filling every broken crack with the pristine gold of my unmerited favor. You are entirely clean. The generational stain of poverty has been fully washed away from your name. You are no longer carrying the unpaid debts of those who came before you. The dark spirit of limitation has lost its legal grip on your lineage. And from this day forward, you will watch my blessing multiply upon every single physical labor of your hands, because the ancient siege has been demolished. The recording angels have updated the legal ledger of heaven with your words of surrender. Your true identity is now written under the column of the absolute conquerors. The enemy can no longer weaponize your past mistakes to accuse your soul in the dark. Your justification is complete, and you must stand tall in this quiet room tonight because my royal signet ring has stamped your absolute victory. Feel the supernatural healing virtue circulating through your biological temple right now. The tight pressure in your chest is turning into a wide space of liberation. Your mind is no longer a prisoner of toxic thoughts. Because I have breathed my own breath of life back into your exhausted spirit, you will wake up tomorrow morning with a divine clarity you have never known before. Your sanctuary has been beautifully restored, but your journey is not finished yet. You are stepping back into a world filled with chaotic noises and subtle traps. The enemy is waiting right outside your front door to steal this fresh seed from your heart. He wants you to forget my voice. You must maintain this permanent watchtower to guard your new inheritance against his lies. Do not allow the frantic demands of the world to dilute your spiritual authority tomorrow. You cannot walk through the coming storm without a clean source of daily soaking. If you leave your living temple unguarded, the spirit of anxiety will try to creep back into your thoughts. You must anchor your soul to this altar of light before you close your eyes, because the battle requires constant vigilance. This sanctuary of prophecy has been established to protect your royal lineage from the dark. I command your free will to secure your spiritual borders right now. Press that subscribe button on your screen immediately. Make a firm commitment to remain inside my protective shadow, because this digital altar is a designated safe haven for your weary soul in these times. Turning on the notification bell is your next physical step of holy alignment. The bell acts as your spiritual watchman on the high wall of your household. It will immediately alert your soul whenever a fresh decree of deliverance is released from my holy throne. Do not miss the vital instructions of the coming season, because your global expansion requires constant navigation from my spirit. Subscribe to this sanctuary and activate the Watchman bell right now. By doing this, you are creating a legal boundary in the realm of the spirit that clearly states your entire household belongs to the light. The destroyer will see this mark of obedience and walk past your property. Your active participation is your shield against the spirit of sudden lack. Now leave the sacred numbers 777 in the comment section below. When those numbers leave your physical fingertips, you are sealing this prophetic encounter in your bloodline forever. Let the courts of heaven record your declaration of faith right now. This is your legal signature upon the holy decree of your complete financial breakthrough, because you have chosen to obey my voice. Your act of leaving the number 777 is a physical seed of absolute agreement. It proves to the spiritual realm that you have fully accepted your position as a royal steward. The enemy is trembling as he watches you write this signature. His hold on your family bank statements is snapping in half because you have aligned your heart with my divine design tonight. I am pouring out an unshakable mantle of favor over your household tonight. Your storehouses will overflow with resources you did not even work for. The right people will seek your wisdom in the coming days. And because you chose to obey my voice without any compromise, the windows of heaven are locked in an open position over your children for 3 generations. You are no longer the wounded survivor weeping in the dark wilderness. You are stepping out of this sanctuary as an empowered ambassador of the King of Kings. Walk with your shoulders back. Hold your head high. The dark fog has completely lifted from your path, and the glorious sunrise of your destiny is already shining bright upon your face right now. Go back to your bed tonight and let your eyelids close with absolute tranquility in your soul. Do not carry a single worry about the bills of tomorrow. My hand is already controlling your entire future. The warfare is completed. The victory is permanently sealed. Rest in my deep love and know that I will never leave your side while peace remains still inside your pristine temple.